guys, it's Victoria and welcome back to FemmeHead. Today I'm going to talk about how I structure my days to balance work and kids and home life and all that good stuff. That is my current life. When I found out I was pregnant with Lincoln, I panicked. I panicked because I felt like I was barely staying afloat with one child and I didn't have a grasp of a good balance between everything in life, and how the heck was I going to add a second? And I was just like, how am I going to do this? So that really sparked this desire to figure things out and to find the proper balance in life before adding a second child. And it was a blessing in disguise because I did implement new habits, routines, schedules, you name it, to make things just flow so much easier. And it made adding a second child that much smoother, calmer, easier. So how I kind of looked at it was I looked at my days and I looked at the different things that I was trying to balance, whether that was being a mother, working, food, meals, cleaning, self-care, and like my own personal interests, figuring out those things that were important to me or that needed to get done on a daily basis, and how I could implement new routines, schedules, and habits to find a more cohesive combination for my current lifestyle and situation. And while I was able to take a bit of a step back once I had Lincoln, now that I'm past my self-imposed maternity leave, it has been so much easier to adjust back into the way I was doing things before having Lincoln, with all those different routines and schedules and habits that I had put into place. So today I wanted to go through how I balance my days working from home, taking care of 2 children under the age of 2. So my first piece of advice is to create a schedule and get your kids on a schedule. Theo, who is almost 2 years old, has a pretty set schedule day to day. He wakes up at 7:30 and he goes to bed at 7:30. He takes a nap from roughly noon to 2 p.m. He eats his meals with us, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and has a few snacks throughout the day. Now that Lincoln isn't a little sweet newborn anymore, his schedule is becoming more set into place as well. But also because he's so little, he's still pretty flexible with his schedule. We try to get them to bed around the same time, and Lincoln wakes up in the morning anywhere from 6 to 8 a.m. But I definitely would like to work towards getting him to the same wake up sleep schedule as Theo, adjusted to his nap schedule, because obviously he needs more naps at his age than Theo does. Theo just takes 1 nap and Lincoln is currently at 3 naps a day. But Lincoln's schedule is more set on when he last ate and when he woke up from his last nap, or when he woke up from the day. That determines when he needs to eat next or when he needs to go down for his next nap. It's not he takes a nap at noon every day like Theo. And because I have a pretty good grasp on their schedules day to day, I can then plan my own schedule and how I'm going to slot in everything that I need to get done day to day. So I currently am working with a time block schedule sort of system, and that is where I create blocks of time throughout the day. So you think of class periods, I guess. I have gone through, looked at their schedules, looked at, okay, this is Theo's nap. This is when I'm awake, but the boys aren't awake yet for the day. This is when they are asleep for the day and I'm still awake. These are the chunks of time where they are awake and I need to be caring for them, and I probably can't get XYZ done in those areas. And so I went through and created that block schedule for myself. And that has been very, very helpful. I made a video about the time block schedule recently, so I'll link that down below. But this allows me to schedule work tasks during certain blocks, cleaning tasks during certain blocks. Essentially how I look at it is there are certain things like filming or editing, pretty much anything on the computer, that I can't do while Theo's awake. Kids are noisy, which they should be. He loves computers and needs to get all up in your business if you're on a computer, so you can't get anything done. It would take 20 times as long, so it's just, there's no point to it. So I keep my computer tasks, my filming, and most of my work for when they are asleep. Things like cleaning, cooking, meal planning, appointments, that general other sort of life stuff, I can slot in when they are awake. And so it's just figuring out what tasks need to be done while they're asleep and what things I can get done while they're awake, and putting those into the appropriate time blocks throughout the day. I also have a cleaning schedule. I plan out meals, anything that you can plan in advance so you don't have to just like make 10 million different extra decisions each day is just so beneficial. To be able to know like these are the things that I need to get done today and just tick them off your list is going to help you out so much. The next thing I do is I have sacred work time. So I already kind of touched on this, but nap time and a sleep time equals work time. I don't know at what point I realized this, but even though like this room is a disaster right now, and I could be cleaning this room right now while Lincoln naps, but he's asleep, so that means I work. So I set aside all the other things that need to get done and I focus on work. I try to stay off my phone. There's always that itch to like, oh, if I could just do this real quick. But other than like switching a load of laundry, I try not to do anything outside of work while they're napping. Get your children involved in the household things. Kids love being involved, especially the older they get. Like toddlers just, oh, they want to help out with everything. And like, granted, they are little to no help when they're young because they just can't do stuff, but they want to do it. They want to unload the dishwasher. They want to push the vacuum cleaner around. They want to like push the mop around. You know, they want to throw the garbage away. And so finding ways to get them involved that are obviously safe, it's creating good habits in the long run for them. And eventually, hopefully, they will be able to help out and they will be the ones that can vacuum. They will be the ones that can unload or load the dishwasher. But also it's just like, it's play for them, it's entertainment for them, it stimulates their minds. And so if they're helping you clean the house, then like that's giving them something to do. It takes so much longer. I always try when Theo wants to help out, I let him help out. Whether that's handing me silverware, pushing the mop around the floor, I always let him be involved when he wants to. Ask for help. This is such a hard thing for me and I don't know why. I don't want to say stubborn, but I'm the sort of person who thinks that I can do it all myself. I'm like, I can, but also at the like expense of myself and my sanity. If people are willing to help, accept the help or ask for the help, whether it's like, hey, I need you to do XYZ, or like, hey, can you watch the kids so I can go do this? Not feeling like you're the only one that can do stuff or you're the only one that can watch the kids. I am lucky enough to have very loving, eager in-laws, and this has been so helpful. The first year is hard because like you're breastfeeding or you're pumping and like that schedule is just difficult. But like once they're not attached to your boobs anymore, it gets a lot easier to have other people watch them. So Theo goes to his grandparents' house like 2 to 3 times a week in the mornings, and it's so helpful. He's there right now. It serves so many purposes. Like they're fulfilled because they get to spend time with their grandson. He gets to spend time with his grandparents, you know, form that relationship. He gets to get out of our house, go play with different toys, go play at a different park. They're just great grandparents, and like it's just beneficial for all of us. Write it all down. I don't know about you guys, but like pregnancy brain is a thing, and then once you have them, mom brain, and you have mom brain for the rest of your life. And if I don't write something down, I will forget about it and it will not get done. So whether that's putting things on your calendar, having a shared calendar between you and your spouse or you and your partner, having a to-do list, whether that's like personal to-dos, work to-dos, writing things down keeps me sane. Accept that it's not all gonna get done every single day, and that's okay. There are certain days where I go to bed and the house is a mess, and that's fine. And there are certain days I go to bed and it's super freaking clean, and that's great for me the next morning. But I think just like accepting that some days you're gonna be a super mom and you're gonna get it all done, and then some days you're just gonna have an off day, you're gonna have a bad day and it's not gonna get all done. I think in life, regardless of whether you have kids or not, like just knowing that you don't have to be 110% every single day. It's just impossible to be 100% on all the time. You have to like give yourself a break. You have to have down days. You have to have days where you're just like sad, and just accept that it's okay. If you get to the end of the day, you finally get the kids down to sleep, and like you don't have it in you to do anything else, let it go. Future you can take care of it. If there's like one thing you can do to set yourself up for the next day, great. But if not, that's fine. Go to bed if you need to. Go sit on the couch and like veg if you need to. And I think if you allow yourself those times of just not doing it, that's going to set you up in the future to have the energy to do it the next day or the day after that. Realizing that I could get more done in a 15-minute chunk of time than I thought I could was kind of a revelation. A game I like to play with myself is timing cleaning. And so I hate cleaning the kitchen, but if I set a timer and I see like how long is it actually going to take me, it creates like a little bit of a challenge to like get through it pretty quickly, but also it helps you realize that it really doesn't take that long. So sometimes I like to time how long it takes me to like tidy each room, and I'm like, that took me 3 minutes to tidy the living room. It took me 11 minutes to clean the kitchen. It took me 11 minutes to tidy the entire main floor. Realizing those sort of things is just really helpful. That way I'm like, oh, I really don't feel like it, but I know it's only gonna take me 10 minutes and I'm gonna thank myself in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. Also, sometimes if you're not feeling it, you can set a timer for 5 minutes or 15 minutes and just say like, okay, I'm just gonna do as much as I can do in these 5 minutes, or I'm just gonna do as much as I can do in these 15 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't even take you that like amount of time, and sometimes the timer goes off and you're like, oh, well, I have like 1 minute left. I'm just gonna finish up real quick. And it kind of like gives you that motivation and like jumpstarts that energy you need to get it going. Going along with this, if you're waiting for your food to heat up or cook, or if you're waiting for your coffee to brew, like take that chance to unload the dishwasher or put dishes in the dishwasher, or to like wipe something down. In those times where you're waiting for something to happen, try to like get another task done real quick. Make time for yourself each day. When Theo was a baby, I didn't think I had time to do anything for myself, whether that was skincare or like self-care or anything. I would be lucky if I like let myself brush my teeth for the day. But I've come to realize like you have time for what you make time for. So now I have 2 children, but I make sure I do my full skincare routine morning and night, that I brush my teeth, that I make sure I'm eating food, that I'm drinking enough water, that I'm taking time to like read a book if I want to read a book, listen to a podcast if I want to listen to a podcast, do a crossword puzzle. I think realizing that you do have time for certain activities or habits or whatever it is that you want to do to make yourself feel fulfilled, whether that's, you know, maybe getting up a little bit before the kids, or making time before bed and not just like watching Netflix. Maybe Netflix is the thing that you want to make time for. I am guilty of sometimes just like scrolling social media, and that is time that I could spend doing something that's more like fulfilling and beneficial and like nourishing to myself. Recognizing how you're spending your time, and sometimes it could be better spent on things that are actually going to like fill your cup. And the final thing is doing a quick tidy at the end of the day. I'm kind of already touched on this, but like once the boys go to bed, like as immediately as possible, or even like that space of time between dinner and bedtime, I will try to like clean up the main floor. And this is the thing, it takes like 15 minutes, not even that, max if it's like super messy, 30 minutes, but just cleaning up from dinner, picking up the clutter, putting the toys away. Like if you can come downstairs to a clean house and it's really just like the living room and the kitchen, you're just gonna like, it just starts your day off on the right foot, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you can muster those 10 minutes, you're going to thank yourself later. So those are some of my tips of like how I like balance it all out, having a schedule, slotting those different tasks into those particular time blocks, planning out as much as possible, whether that's meals, having routines like cleaning routines, schedules for the kids, you name it. These are just some of the things that have helped me find a balance with where I am currently at in life. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and you're new here. And also let me know down below how you go about balancing your days out if you have kids or if you don't have kids. And if you have any tips or tricks that I didn't mention, I know there's plenty more out there and I love hearing about them. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.